Hey, Spiritual Squad. This is Richard of Guidance by Richard. Hope everyone is doing well. First, I want to thank you if you've been a supporter, and I appreciate all that you do and contribute. I ask you to continue to like, subscribe, and share with others. If you are new to this venue, thank you and welcome. And I hope that you too will enjoy as well as share with others. It's time for another chapter of In the Moment. Today's moment is about matching energy. So this is like this buzzword right now about the matching energy and kind of looking at where you are. And I want to talk about that because it's important from a where you are standpoint and where you want to be standpoint. So when we try to match energy, we really don't really want to do that because we want to raise our conscious and our vibrations. And so that way, by you recognize if someone is not on the same level with you. If you give them grace to some degree, then you're raising your conscious, you're raising your vibration. That will sort of change the vibration of people that you attract. Because a lot of times, vibrational wise, we could bring people in our experience that we weren't necessarily looking to have in our experience. So if I am thinking I'm at a higher conscience and so I'm matching energies, maybe I need to look at what vibrations I'm putting out, because I'm really looking for same caliber, if not higher. We want to look for inspiration. So to be able to notice that someone's vibe is off or in of a lower conscious, lower vibration, and you seem to realize it's got your attention, that's distracting. So we're not trying to match that. So we really want to be aware of how you show up. So raising your conscience. So matching energy is where is your energy within yourself? Because if it's like mind, like conscience, what about if I'm not really ready to really match energy, if you will? So I'm really putting out there something of a low vibration. So in terms of the ownership of yourself, you got to recognize what matching energy am I putting out to respond, because the universe is going to say what you put out, what you get out, what you're going to get back. So if in my quest for putting out, raising my vibe, raising energy, matching energy, then I got to check where I'm at first. So have I really raised my conscience? Have I really looked at my vibration? Because that's going to respond. Because then the matching part means I'm probably really ready to receive such a matching. Meanwhile, we put it externally on others about that. Perhaps it was really never about them, really about ourselves. So we can't get that type of higher conscience if we haven't really settled within our own vibe. So you got to really assess yourself. That means right now, perhaps if I'm realizing that I'm noticing the lower vibe, have I done that work first? Have I been worthier to have a matched higher conscience? Because then at that point, if I'm seeking out inspiration, then I will be only noticing the ones of that like mind conscious. So we want to be aware of when we so-called match energies. Are we even there? Have we realized that we may need to do some work for ourselves first? So that realization says that's your barometer. Perhaps you can't match with you where you're not at. So let's start to be intentional about how we show up. So let's look at the matching higher conscience at yourself first. Because then if I subscribe to like mind, like conscience, and I am at a state of conscious which I've raised my vibe, so when I put out there matching, then I'm at minimum matching who I am. And in that who I am state, it then realizes and makes me say, oh, okay, now I'm going to notice the ones who are on that same level, not higher. Because we can't go by what we think people are, what they look like. Because you can dress someone up, you can make people look a certain way. That doesn't mean they have a higher conscience. That doesn't mean that's the vibe. So you got to go deeper within yourself. So then in the law of attraction, what I put out when I'm ready, who I am, is what I'm going to receive back. If experience about like mind, like energy, and maybe I'm not there. So let me assess myself. So we need to go into your eternal self and let your higher conscience see where you're at. What does that matching energy really look like? So be intentional about that. Let's try to change the vibe around that. So it could, then you really can raise your conscience. Then you can be worthy of that like mind. And then truly, only then truly will you really have matching energy, if not. So think about it from an inspirational. So I hope this helps you. Again, I ask you to like, subscribe, pass, share with others. I appreciate your time. And remember, match what you deserve. So say it, so be it.